All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, Salakia, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach with the Great Millstone National Camp, and we are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, and this lesson will be entitled "The Wheat and the Tares." All right, so before I play a clip from this movie called Get Out, which many of you all have, many brothers and sisters that are in the truth, right? They have seen, or I'm just now seeing the movie. I seen the movie day before yesterday, all right? And so before I play this clip, let me go into something real quick. Now, what I'm going to read from is Matthew's the 13th chapter, right? So this is a wheat and a tare, right? So what is a tare, right? It says tares are weeds that resemble wheat, right? In the parable, a wheat field had deliberately been polluted by an enemy who sowed the seeds of the weeds intermixed with the wheat. Only after the plants were partly grown did the problem become apparent. The landowners, the landowners' servants asked if they should go and pull out the tares. All right, and we'll go into that. So here you have a actual wheat plant, right? And then you have tares. You have wheat, not wheat. Goodness gracious, weeds. All right. So the tares are weeds. There's no profit to them, right? So I'm using this video, Salakia. I'm using this video because this is a clear example of you're going to have heathens that look like Israelites, but they're not Israelites. That's the point that I'm getting to with this. When I claim copyright, I'm not using this for, I'm not gaining no money. It's only for educational purposes. All right. So let's go on into this video. And this is going to be a quick sit down. All right. But look at the characteristics of this Jake. All right. Look at the characteristics. All right.
Do you find the being in African America has more advantage or disadvantage in the modern world? Oh,
it's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, Yomo, man. They were asking me about the African American experience. Maybe you could take this one.
Pay close attention. Look at his spirit, his characteristics, and you tell me if they are of a so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, and Native American man.
Well, I find that the African American experience for me has been, for the most part, very good. Although I find it difficult to go into detail as I haven't had much desire to leave the house in a while.
We've become such homebodies.
Yes. But even when you go into the city, I've just had no interest.
So this Jake was asked, I forgot the exact question that was asked, but basically, what's the so-called African American experience? What did he say? Was it like how did he? Damn, Salakia. But basically, this Jake was like, his experience of being a so-called African American was good. Now, if you don't know the story, if you don't know the storyline of this movie, you had Edomites putting Edomite brains into the bodies of Israelite male and women. All right, that's what happened. So he would be looked at as a tear, even with how he talked. Now I'm not saying that actual Israelites that talk like that, dress like that, are tares, but it's something about the spirit of people that you can read and be like, man, look, I don't think this dude is a white dude. I don't think he an Asian dude. He got the spirit of a brother, like a real deal, true spirit of a brother. He down to earth. You know, he can sing, rap, dance. You know, it's certain spiritual things that would depict who Israel is. All right, that's why Romans 8, it said that the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God, right? So right here, and if you seen how this Jake was looking after he gave his insight, let me go right back to it, because it's so much into this. Let me go back and play one more time. It's so much, you know.
The house in the water.
Let me go right back. Salaki.
Maybe you could take this one. Oh. Well, I find that the African American experience for me has been, for the most part, very good.
See, in the majority of Jake, Salakia, the majority of Israel here in America, our experiences have not been good, right? And let me look at the comment section. Check this out real quick. So it says Matthew McAllister, right? It says, I find it even creepier when he says, I find that the African American experiences for me has been good. For the most part, very good. Salaki, the subtlety, right? And Salaki, I can't even say it now. The subtlety implying that he hasn't always been black, right? And then, like I said, if you understand the storyline of this movie, at the beginning of the movie, when the movie first, starts out, this Jake with the hat on, he was walking in the suburbs and he was snatched up, and he went missing, you know, and he didn't walk and talk like how he is now, and if you find out, or if you watch the movie, you find out that they were putting brains of so-called white men and women into black bodies. All right. So let's go on into the scriptures real quick. So yeah, that Romans 8, that's true. The spirit bear witness with our spirit. And if you see how Jake was looking after he said that, he was like, man, something's off. He had that face like, what did he just say? Because the experience for that tear was like, hey, it's been good for me. But no, that's not really the reality of an actual Israelite male or woman. Salakia, bear with me. All right, so this is Matthew. Let's see. All right, this is Matthew. Salakia. All right, this is Matthew 13 and 24. And it reads, another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which soweth good seed in his field. The good man is Jacob, the Israelites. All right. It says, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. Who's our enemy? Who's the enemy? The enemies of the nation of Israel. The Edomites, the Moabites, Ammonites, right? Which we all know who these nations are today. Our top enemy is Esau, Edom. All right, and I don't have to explain who Esau, Edom is because we already know. So our main enemy has sowed his seed in our field. What's the field? Our women. You have to understand is that, a white man can lay with a black woman, right? So-called white man can lay with a black woman, Asian woman, what the baby gonna come out looking like? that woman. Anyway, let's keep reading. Verse 26. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So just like how, prime example, Salakia, you got this brother right here, and you got him, you know, Salakia. You know what he look like. He will be an example of a tear. All right. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy had done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? So the servants like, should we go and gather them up? But check this out. It says, but he said, Nay, lest least while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. So the Lord was like, no, don't reap, don't harvest them yet, because you might, pull up one of those good seeds, and I need those to stay in the ground to grow, to flourish. Verse 30, let both grow together until the harvest, which the harvest is about to happen. The harvest is coming up, all right, when the Lord appears, all right. In the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares. So the reapers are the angels. You know what? Let me pause. Let me get something real quick. Let me get something. All right, so this is Revelation 14. And I started at 14, and it reads, And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, which is a so-called UFO, a chariot, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a... All right, Salakia. It says, let me start back over Revelation 14:14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. So that's what's getting ready to happen. The Lord is getting ready to gather his elect from the four winds of the heaven, from one end of the earth unto the other end, and there's going to be a lot of destruction. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple, which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, which had power over the fire, and which had power over the fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sickle, the sharp sickle, saying, Thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. Right? And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great wine press of the wrath of God, which is that fire, that thermonuclear destruction. And the wine press was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the wine press, even unto the horse's bridle, right? By the space of 1,600 furlongs. So it's gonna be bloodshed, and hold on, let me pause because another scripture just came up in my head. All right, this is Second Esdras 9. Let's see. Let's see, Salakia. All right, I started Second Esdras 9:15. It says, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved, like as a wave is greater than a drop. And he answered me, saying, Like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husbandman is himself, so is his husbandry also. For it was the time of the world. Let's keep reading. And now, when I prepared the world which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. Let me get to the main point. It says, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by perpetual seed, the Edomites, and by a law which is unsearchable rid themselves. That's the main point I wanted to get. It says, so I considered the world, and behold, there was perils because of because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spirited greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people, which are the remnant, the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. It says, and actually, that's all I want to get because I went with Revelation 19. 14. Anyway, let me get to the point. Let's go back in Matthew, and I get ready to close this out. Let's start at verse 29. It says, but he said, nay, lest while you gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together into the harvest, and in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. Right? So that's what's happening. Salaki, I'm trying to find hold on, Salaki, let me find something real quick. All right, Salaki. I'm gonna finish this out. Matthew 13:36 says, then Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The world, the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, the Israelites. But the tares are the children of the wicked one, the Edomites, the other nations, the heathens. All right. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be at the end of this world. And that's what we're coming down to, where we're at the very end of Esau Edom's kingdom. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.